Once you've created the work sets for your project and moved the elements to them, it's then time to create the central file to which the work sets are saved. Once you've got that central file created, it means that people can set up local model files from that central file and not work on the central file. As before, as we've gone through work sets, you set up a local file to work on those work sets. You never normally work on the central file itself. That's because the central file keeps track of the available work sets and coordinates, the changes made in each one, with the rest of the work sets available locally. It needs to be accessible though to all the team members, though no one should access the central model directly, as I mentioned previously. So how do we make a central file? Well, we have done it before, but I'm going to go through it in a little bit more detail now. The work sets were enabled, so work sharing is switched on. So the file automatically became a central file. We did that in the last few videos. Now, because we've made some changes and we've set up some user-defined work sets, we need to go back and make sure that this is our central file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we've got everything set up the way we need it to be. Now, user 1 is going to be the CAD manager or BIM project manager. So we go here first, up to the application menu and go to options and make sure that our username is still what it needs to be. In my case, user 1. We then do a save as, again on the application menu, save as here and project. And when I click on options here, you'll notice that it's not grayed out. I have to make this a central model again, which is what I'm going to do. Now, open workset default. What we do there is we go all, editable, last viewed or specify. So the open workset can be specified in this particular central model. So what we'll do there is we'll specify it if we want to, or we go to the one that was last viewed, or we select all and make all of them open work sets. I'm going to go for last viewed because I know that that was my structural columns one. So what we'll do there now is we'll make sure that we OK that, and then we'll make sure that we've got the file selected and we'll save like so. That then makes it the central file, so I can set user files up off of that, the local ones that the users, the owners of the work sets use. We're going to go to the Collaborate tab now, and what we're going to do, go to the Synchronize panel, and we want to synchronize with Central here. So you've got two options here, Synchronize and Modify Settings, or you've got Synchronize with Central there as well. Can you see? Synchronize now just goes straight to Central, or you can modify the settings. So what have we got to do there? We've got to modify our settings and make sure that user created work sets is ticked, because our structural columns work set is not a default work set. It is a user created work set. We created that one. It's not a default one in Revit or in the central model. So what we do there, we click on OK, and that then synchronizes with the central model, everything ready to go, and we're done. So everything there is set up, and we then close the central file, and we then start creating our local files using the open command in Revit. Now, a little hint there, at some point you might want to save the central file as another central file. All you've got to do there, go to the Save As, like we did before, and Project, like so. Change the name there, go to Options, and make that the central model after the save. I'm not going to make any changes because we've just set up our central model. But if you needed to set up a different central model, that's what you would do. So you cancel that, cancel that. I don't need to change the central model because I've just done it. But if you do need to change it, that's how you do it. Go into the options in your Save As in your Revit application menu here. So Save As, Project, and Options in there. And make sure you change the central file name. So that's how you create the central file in your workset related Revit structure project.